You're listening to The Starting Block on tavshow.com.
The following program is recommended for mature individuals and may contain material unsuitable for morons, cretins, and dishwipes. If you are a moron or a member of the PTL Club, please turn off your radio, because we don't need any more stupid, narrow-minded, pencil-neck geeks who wouldn't know the First Amendment if it came up and bit them on the butt. Thank you.
Okie dokie, roll 'em!
Nothing to rearrange. Sometimes you just get a feeling like you need some kind of change. No matter what.
Hey, welcome to the Starting Block for another week. Big show as always. We got Mute Word of the Week. We got a new segment. We got fans love their Thursday night footy. Headline of the week. Some vintage buzzard. All that and much more here on the block.
Standing tall on the wings of my dream. Rise and fall on the wings of my dream. Rain, thunder, wind and haze, I'm bound for better days. My life, my dream, nothing's gonna stop me now.
It's Greeno here from the Starting Block. On behalf of the block, we just wanted to let you all know that we're all in this together. Well, except if you have coronavirus, then stay the fuck away. But every other situation, we're in it together. To all of you on the front lines, those of you turning a footstool, a wok and a pitchfork into a home gym, those of you who have given your housemates a mental breakdown because you decided lockdown was a great time to learn the keyboard and the only thing you can play after 8 weeks is chopsticks over and over and over again. And those of you who are homeschooling and are now understanding the question you used to harass your maths teacher with of, when the fuck are we ever going to need to know this in the real world, is coming back to bite you on the ass. Just remember, like a 1990s Australian sitcom, we're all in this together. The days may be long, but in times like this, you can rest assured we will be here to waste an hour of your week, Friday nights Australian time, at dlive.tv/the starting block. So take care, social distance, whack on a mask, and subscribe to our show on iTunes. It may not cure coronavirus, but it sure will help us with our rankings. And isn't that really the most important thing right now?
Public Radio's loss is tavshow.com's game. You're listening to The Starting Block.
Hey, welcome to the Starting Block for another week. You've got myself, Greeno, and I'm joined by a man who's had to keep his Barbie movie tickets on hold so he can come in and do this show. My co-captain, Damo, how are we, sir?
Very good, Greeno. Good evening to you, boys, girls, listenership, blockheads, millions around the world. Yep, sorry about the false start there, by the way. I realised, like, just after I clicked go to stream that I haven't actually updated the title from last week's title, so I had to quickly stop the stream and then I put the title, insert title here. So this is actually a very topical title tonight, which is very rare on the show. We don't normally have a topical title. So next week's show, I guess, will be referred we'll be referring to tonight's title, I guess.
Tonight's title, potentially.
Yeah, just
kind of
correct
like,
title this week, maybe we'll call it, or something like that, or
See how we
ignore
go.
last week's title might be the show.
I think I did. I sent through a title, didn't I? Originally?
Yeah, you did, but I didn't have time to go and look it up. So, because I was like, well, I've got to quickly stop it and restart it because it's already started. And now I'm going to stop
We'll go
it
with
again.
insert
It's going to
title
be
here.
confusing. Yeah. So, to avoid confusion, Greeno, I just put a blank kind of title name.
Black
in.
title. Interesting to see how the title impacts our numbers in Vietnam, because I know our friends in Vietnam have reached out and said, look, we base our listening on title name. If we feel that it'll kind of appease the Vietnamese audience, they may or may not be interested. They may not tune in. So
we should be calling every show then "We Love Vietnam."
We love Vietnam.
Yeah.
See how we go
every week.
Because I think it's already implied. That's the point.
That we do love Vietnam. Of course we do. Yeah, we love Vietnam. As long as they keep listening to us. When they stop listening to us.
Number one ranking personal journals podcast over there in Vietnam.
Right?
Fun fact, Amo, I was because I've been off for the last few weeks and been doing lots and lots of walking for rehab. Been listening to a shit ton of, even more podcasts than I usually do. So I basically got through the back catalogue, anything that I still had pending to listen to over the last few weeks. To the point where I had to start listening to our show, which is... Yeah, it's always a bit
not
of a concern.
advisable unless you're in
not
Vietnam.
Advisable. Try and avoid listening to our own show where I can. But something I did notice, I clicked, when you go on Spotify and you scroll to the right and it says more like this. So it gives you suggestions based on a particular podcast. Hey, you like this baseball podcast? You might like these 12 other baseball podcasts. You like this comedy podcast? You might like these 12 comedy podcasts.
Okay.
Want to know what more like you may like this one was showed
That's
up for
interesting.
us?
Yeah, after you listen to us. So what ballpark do they put us in? Like with our who are our contemporaries?
Our contemporaries? The answer is no one.
What?
Because they're like, we cannot find suggestions that are like this.
Okay.
So not one program out there on the interwebs.
One of a kind, baby.
is like this program because there's nothing like this. And I don't dispute that.
There you go. So that can be our new tagline for the show, Greeno. There's no other show like it. Trust us. Even like Spotify won't recommend anything.
Endorsed by Spotify.
Yeah.
So a little fun fact.
One of a kind. I love it, man. Well done. Nice, Gary.
Nice, Gary!
It's a nice little factoid there to bring to the show. Well done.
Damo, bit of muted word of the week to kick off the show.
Yeah, although now I'm just thinking about how when nothing's recommending. It's probably because nobody listens to our show in the first place, so they have no data to draw on. Like they don't know what other shows block listeners listen to because there are no block listeners, correct?
I think the sample data needs a minimum of 10, which we never get to.
No, we never do. Yeah, our 6 listeners listen to the starting block and maybe nothing else. Or our 6 listeners are not enough to trigger any kind of statistical awareness in Spotify's algorithms that says, we don't need to actually recommend anything for anyone who listens to this podcast because there's nobody listening to it. So why?
Do you reckon we've broken the algorithm?
Yeah, you reckon we're transcending genres, Greeno? Maybe.
Why? Yeah, maybe we're a tier separate to what the algorithm is allowed.
We're too smart for the machine. That's right.
Working around the algorithm.
Yeah, I mean, we got Unity Day, we've got Statman, we've got all sorts of shit going on here. They don't know what's going on. We've got Nelly Furtado making frittatas. What is like
this? The guy's talking about Nelly Furtado and Indecent Obsession. I don't fucking understand. What can we link this to?
Eden Gahar's Garden of Eden. It's not celebrity gossip because it's fake. So it's not satire because it's not funny.
It's not funny. It's not comedy, so you can't recommend comedy.
That's right.
We don't talk about still less than 3% sport content, so they can't link us to sport.
It's not sport. Definitely not sport.
Yeah.
It really is a personal journals podcast, but it's only recognised as such in, of course, Vietnam. So.
In Vietnam, exactly. Yeah. So, we'll see. I'm going to actually keep an eye on that
Spotify
moving forward.
Anyway,
I'm going to keep an eye on it.
So what has Spotify ever done for us, though? So we shouldn't really care. Doesn't matter.
Well, that's where I listen to all my podcasts.
Really? Spotify. So if you got kicked off Spotify, you'd be heartbroken. Kind of thing. Really? You use Spotify to listen to podcasts? Why don't you just use like a podcast app?
Because my iPod broke.
Ah, right. Okay.
So I've got no choice but to listen to it on Spotify.
Oh, yeah. I guess I just use Apple Podcasts because I've got an iPhone. So
yeah, I have an iPhone.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't imagine listening to podcasts on Spotify, though. You a Joe Rogan man? He's on Spotify, isn't he?
No, I don't listen to Joe Rogan. I enjoyed like old school Joe Rogan, like early days Joe Rogan.
Conspiracy
but now
theory
it's
Joe Rogan when he was.
yeah, now it's just I haven't really enjoyed much of any recent Joe, so it's not part of the rotation.
Okay.
It's normally just a big old plethora of baseball podcasts, the occasional comedy podcast.
Sizzle Town or something like that. Yeah.
Sizzle Down, that's in there. Team Effort, those kind of things.
Yeah, I don't listen to a lot of podcasts. Every now I listen to David King on Jared Waitley's morning show. That's like on his segment on his morning show on a Monday, and it goes for about 40 minutes. Every now and then I chuck on a bit of Revenge of the Sis. Podcast wise, I'm not a big podcast listener. I normally would listen to. While The Ashes is on, I've been going to sleep listening to The Ashes. Yeah. But I'd normally listen to like audiobooks and like history audiobooks, like The Rise and Fall of the Third Reich or something like that. Lately, I've been listening to Carthage Must Die, which is a great one about the history of Carthage, Rome's great nemesis of the 200 BC-ish era. So that kind of I'm that much boring, ladies. I like
stories about pinatas.
I am that boring. I don't even listen to baseball podcasts or any kind of cool stuff like that. I'm not interested.
Definitely not cool, but nonetheless, it's you're basically reading. You're basically listening to textbooks.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep.
Well done. Muted word of the week, Damo.
What are you muting? What are we muting this week?
We're muting the words Yumi and Steins this week, Damo.
Yumi and Steins. It's about fucking time. I muted her about 10 years ago, I think.
Yeah, well, I've obviously managed to avoid most of the Yumi Steins talk over the years, thankfully. But this week was just
fill people in on who Yumi Steins is, if I may.
I don't even know who the fuck she is. She used to be a TV, or she started off as like a VJ on
Channel V,
Channel V,
which was our version of like the '90s version of MTV before MTV started having shows on it, when it was really just. People sitting in a crazy studio with all colours and stuff, throwing to each individual film clip. That's what they used to do on MTV. So we had that, well into the 2000s, when you guys in America had already changed your MTV to be like a legitimate network for some reason. Yeah. And she was one of the hosts on our MTV, which was Channel V. And then after that, she became kind of like she got weird. She cut her hair short, and she ended up on one of those morning shows like The View, where it was like a bunch of old ladies whinging about stuff.
Like, I was like, what's the Circle's equivalent in the US? I'm like, it's the Whoopi Goldberg one.
Yes, The View. And then she, she started becoming some kind of like fucking activist or something, and started complaining about racial inequality and stuff. And then everyone started hating her because not because she did that, but because she started going increasingly ridiculous with it, and like her hot takes were getting hotter and hotter.
Yeah, shock jock, hot take, trying to get headlines, those kind of things. Yeah,
like everything is racist. Ask me how kind of situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the only way you keep those shows relevant, by saying outrageous shit, getting other publications, and then people are like, better go check out The Circle, see what crazy shit Yumi will do. And then she said something that got her sacked many years ago, and I haven't thought of it since. Until this week, where apparently she caused outrage by releasing a sex book aimed at like educating young people, I guess.
What is it with these fucking activists? They always end up coming back to talking about sex with children. That's like their thing.
Children.
What is it? Where does that come from? You know what I mean? It's like, look, I know I have substance addiction, and I know where it comes from. It comes from my rage, Greeno, in my teenage years. Now, where does your preoccupation with kids and sex come from? Where does that come from? I wonder. Why is it these activists? It's like, what, you can't save the world unless you teach 8-year-olds how to masturbate. Is that what we're getting at here?
Yeah.
Our concerns are climate change, racial inequality, and are kids having enough anal sex? And it's like, no. Yeah. See, you always fucking up with the last one, don't you? You always go a little bit too far.
Jump the shark.
Definitely jump the shark. So tell me, what's Yumi talking about with the kids, Greeno?
Well, that's the thing. The outrage came about the fact that this book was being sold at BW, like a local kind of retailer, and it's readily available for anyone to purchase. And people are like, this is outrageous. Children should not be able to purchase this particular, this filth, this smut.
Well, first of all, children aren't purchasing anything unless they have jobs.
Point. So the outrage was the most ridiculous thing ever, because I'm like, well, the kids aren't buying this fucking book. So let's just calm down, shall we? Secondly, if someone's if the kids are seeing the book, it's because a parent has purchased it for them, and that's not the parent, that's not on the author of the book.
Yep.
Thirdly, the book is kind of pretty mundane compared to anything you can search on the internet.
Yeah.
So that book got cancelled. So Big W had to pull the book off the shelves because the crazy people were saying it's trying to groom children.
Yeah. Well, it may or may not be, but the reality is, who's fucking reading books these days?
No one's reading it. What child is like, hey man, let's go hang out at Big W? No one. Yeah. If you go into Big W, there's not a person under the age of 35 in Big W. So I think the consumer base is kind of a bit off point there.
Well, yeah, I mean, no one's reading books. No one goes to the library anymore. Everything's on the internet, like you said. So, you know, and look, let's be honest here. 5-6-year-olds probably know more about the internet than their parents do. You know?
Exactly. They know how to get around all the blocks and whatnot there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you've got bigger fish to fry. Trust me. If you're worried about, I don't like the fact that there's books out there that are promoting like sexual promiscuity with children either. I genuinely don't. But you know what? I don't buy the shit.
It's a sex education book just to kind of teach them about sex. Like,
well, it may be, and but it doesn't mean just because it's got a sex education label on it doesn't mean that it's necessarily good at educating about sex. There may be perhaps other ways that you can educate about sexual activity and whatnot, and maybe some you know yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. This is your choice as a parent. So you know,
what I'm also saying is, I guarantee all the people that were complaining about the book never actually looked at the book.
Well, I'm not sure that's necessarily true. I think
it's a high percentage of just outrage for the sake of outrage.
Yeah, that's generally the case. But yeah, I've seen some of these books, man, that that are about we're educating children, and it's pretty fucking horrific, some of the shit that's in there. But again, I'm not the book banning type. So my opinion is, I'm going to buy
that book for my kid.
All right. So my opinion is, no, let the people write, let the crazy fucking activist people write about, write the kids' sex books if they like. The best way to show them that their work is not appreciated is by not fucking buying it. That's how it works. Like, we've got to get out of this cycle of banning fucking everything. And whilst I may agree with some of the points of the people who say this is disgusting, yes, I think it's disgusting too. That's why I'm not buying the shit. Right? Yeah. And that's your choice too. You can say you have this power as well, right?
To not buy something, exactly. Yeah. It's a crazy notion. I know. Just put it out there. Just don't buy it. And you'll be okay.
Don't buy it. And again, you're allowed to make your voice known as well. If you think that something's particularly nasty in the world, you're allowed to say so, because that's the thing. The activist types generally don't have any concern with holding back their opinions, and they want all the things that they wish were banned, and that's kind of why they end up in these situations where they themselves get banned. It's why? It's because everyone's like, well, fuck you, I've got no sympathy for you. Well, aren't you the bitch that was on TV talking about how everyone needs to be taken off the radio and off TV for the last 10 years? Oh, right. Is that you? Did you write this book? So you're asking for it to kind of loan from an old phrase. Like, if you spend your career talking about how other shit needs to be banned and then put out a book, don't be surprised if people are going to turn around and say that your books should be banned, right?
But as always happens with anything in this scenario,
you don't deserve the red carpet treatment just because if you've spent that's karma, right? If you go out advocating that people should be banned for shit, don't be surprised when people turn around and say that you should be banned. Because you've been doing it for so long. So fuck you.
The karma didn't quite work then, because that wanted the book banned, got it pulled from the shelves of Big W. You know what happened?
Yeah, someone else.
Became the number one best-selling book on Amazon.
Which is exactly the point that we've been making for years and years. When you try to ban something, you just draw more attention to it. You're an idiot.
Attention to it, and they've ended up actually making a book that no one would have known about, no one would have cared about, no one would have purchased, is now a number one bestseller.
All you had to do is not buy it, and you could have got it off the shelf that way. That's it.
Keep your mouth shut, don't buy it, and it would have gone away.
Your dream of... Yeah, that's it. It would have been in the bargain bin, 6 months from now, and it would have been a joke. But you've turned it into, you've got all of the, weirdo fucking supporters of hers to now go, I'm going to support it. I'm going to fucking buy the book. Most of them don't even have children, They don't
have children, and they have no interest in the book. They're going to buy it out on principle.
I'll buy 100 copies just to shit on the people who hate her,
Show you how it's done. It's like the people that burn jerseys when a player leaves. You've already handed over your money, dickhead. You're actually not helping the cause here. You've already given the company money. Let's move on.
Yeah.
People burning books. You had to buy the book to burn it. You're an idiot.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just burn the 50?
People who
put
were
the money straight in
tipping
the bin.
people who were tipping Bud Light down their sink when Dylan Mulvaney was doing the promo. I was like, well, hang on,
That'll
you've
show
already
'em.
bought the beer. Why don't you pour it into a glass? Okay.
Drink the beer.
Yeah,
Drink the beer, then piss it out and film the pissing.
Yeah, just
No, you
don't.
can't do
Just
that.
if
That's
you've
dangerous.
if you've already bought it, then don't buy any more if you feel that strongly about it.
Exactly. It's already there.
You're
Don't
an
buy
idiot.
it. So pour it out. You're an idiot.
I'll take the trans beer. I don't care. Whatever.
Yeah.
give me
Free,
the
don't
cock
waste
beer.
it.
I
Sell
love
it
it.
this way.
Give me the cock and tits beer. I'll take it with a smile.
it.
Thank you very much.
That's it. Do you need me to tuck back while I drink it? I can do it. That's fine. That's a compromise.
Yeah. Stops me from having to go to the toilet every 5 minutes because I'm drinking Bud Light, Greeno.
Everyone's a winner.
Yeah.
Damo, we've had the blockheads reach out and they've said to me, look, Greeno, not enough new segments. It's back in the day, we were getting new segments left, right, and centre. The world's dried up. To
We
which I
also did
reply,
shows more often too. So
Yeah, that does help. We're up to season 41 or something after last week's
56
hiatus.
something, yeah.
And my response to that was, hey, have you not seen the new segment Bears Tweet of the Week? And they're like, well, that's one in like 4 years.
Yeah,
well,
but-
fair
but
point.
what
They're
a
like,
one.
look, we used to get the gardening segment. We used to get the Mitchell Johnson Award.
Yep.
We had a whole bunch of new segments, and it's a bit dry.
Dumbest
So we're
comment
like,
of the
okay.
week. We haven't done that for
Dumbest
a while.
comment of the
You know,
week.
let's just.
Folks are dumb where I come from.
There you go.
We obviously had court dates, those things were kind of new, fresh, etc., etc.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, let's come up with a new segment just for the blockheads who are complaining about the lack of new segments.
Okay, nice. What do we got?
And kind of like hedging off the gardening segment, which was the last new segment that I could think of.
Do I still have that on here somewhere? I'm just going to have a quick look. Do I still have that? No, I don't think I do.
I think you wiped that one pretty quickly. I think we did that for 2 weeks, and you're like, that's a shit segment. Get rid of it.
Oh, no, here it is.
Oh, push the little daisies and make them come
The
up.
gardening segment. Put that back. So this week, on the back of that, this week's new segment, Forgotten Veggie of the Week.
Forgotten vegetable. Like veggie is in vegetable. Yes.
Vegetable. So for some reason this week I was reminded
Forgotten vegetable of
of a
the week.
vegetable that
We're gonna.
has
This is going
kind
to be
of
a
just-
short run, isn't it? This season,
This is
because
gonna
how
be
many
a live segment.
vegetables have been forgotten over time, Greeno?
Forgotten. But walk past and
I already
saw
know what's going to be. I
choco.
already know that turnip is going to be weak too. Greeno.
Turn it week. We'll see how we go. We'll have to do the research. Yeah. But this week's Forgotten Vegetable is a choco, Dama. Do you remember chocos?
The only thing I legitimately know about choco is the saying, and I think it's only an Australian saying. If you're commenting on like a supervisor's performance and they're not equipped to handle the job, you would say he couldn't run a choco vine over a shithouse, Greeno.
There you go.
It's the only thing I know about chocos is that saying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that phrase probably is 45 years outdated. That's probably the last time it was used.
It's older than that. That goes back to the
beyond that.
gold rush, Greeno, that one.
Exactly. I actually came across a choco vine over the course of the week, and I'm like,
Was it running
I
over a shithouse? Or?
It wasn't. No, it was just
that's a
over a
shame.
fence. But you can be thinking, I'm like, I can't remember the last time I saw a choco. I can't remember the last time. I do remember the last time I ate a choco. I was a kid at my
I don't even
grandma's
know what
house.
a choco looks like. I don't.
It's like a green. It's almost like a cross between an avocado and a squash.
Okay.
And it has no flavour.
No flavour. It's just
Hence
water
the reason
flavoured.
it's tasted pretty watery. But my nan would put it like with a roast, and you just smother that bastard in gravy.
I see.
But she'd have the chocos because she had a choco vine in the backyard, and it's like, well,
So
we're
it's
adding it to the roast.
Tasteless filling. Tasteless plate
Tasteless-
filler, basically.
Yeah, it's kind of the it's the cucumber version of roast veggies.
Okay, people roast cucumbers these days too, I might add.
They do. They barbecue them.
Yeah.
Get a bit of char. Seen that on MasterChef.
A little bit of char
so there we go.
on the cuke. Greeno.
Yeah.
Which-
Choco, forgotten
yeah.
veggie of the week, week one. So
I know
leave your
Stefan's not
comments.
doing the polls anymore, but would you rather a choco or a cucumber? Maybe.
There you go, cucumber.
Yeah. Why? They're both tasteless by the sound.
They're
of
both
it.
tasteless. I prefer the crunch of a cucumber though.
A little bit of crispy on the outside, Greeno.
Yeah, like if we're not adding condiments, like adding stuff to it, I think I'd probably go cucumber over a choco.
Okay.
But if we're able to add stuff, I'd probably go choco because then I'm going to add gravy to that bad boy.
Okay, I'm just going to put into YouTube choco recipes and see what the first. Let's click on the first one that comes up. Choco recipe. Okay.
Yeah, have a look how boring that thing looks right there.
Okay, do they call it chayote? Is that something?
No.
No, chayote. No, where's choco?
It's literally the top one, I think. Oh yeah, how to cook choco. Maybe
Okay.
that's a sub variant of the choco.
Yeah, because they keep saying chayote. So, well, we've got to go with the choco, Greeno.
All right, go to the top. I think the top one was just a plain old choco, wasn't it?
No, it's chayote.
Oh, that's
They keep
chayote as
saying
well.
Chayote. So this is the first one that actually refers to choco. So let's have a quick look.
No, let's
here.
go this one.
Cheeky Richos.
Have a look at
Choco,
that thing.
easy
How
slice.
bland and how boring does that look?
Let's have a look. 250
Yeah, tell me.
grams of choco, 20 grams of butter,
Hi,
salt, and
and
pepper.
welcome to Cheeky Richos Cooked Chocos. These much maligned little
Is
vegetables.
her whole fucking channel about chocos, Greeno?
And maybe
don't
it's
have a
a
great deal
completely dedicated choco channel.
flavour. They are
We might
very
have met our match here in the,
That's
in
the
the
title for
personal
next week's.
journals department.
very
Choco channel.
We've learned how to use them in a chutney recipe, and now I'm just going to prepare them with a simple butter and salt and pepper.
Okay,
The
butter,
ingredients
salt,
are
and
listed
pepper. You
box
can't fuck that
below.
up, can you?
So let's get
You can't
started.
fuck it up. It's still not going to
First
taste
thing
like
we're going
anything.
to do is
Okay.
put our water
That's the
onto
problem with the
boil
choco.
and
Okay, we're
just
boiling.
add some
Okay, so we're
Boiling
boiling
shit out of it.
chocos, Greeno.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a good
flavour
start.
already. We're going to boil
Whatever flavor is
out
left
of
in
it.
there, yeah.
put it on. It's doing its thing. We're going to peel these, and we're going to peel them in water. Don't even.
Okay,
think
we're peeling them in water as well. So it's
Yeah.
a water birth for the
So,
choco
yeah,
dish.
you haven't even got the luxury of the outside. You got the boring middle of the choco.
from your hand.
Skip ahead here a little bit because we all know how to peel a choco, love.
We know how to peel. If anyone needs an instruction on how to peel a choco or how to peel any kind of vegetable, to be fair, stay away from the kitchen. You shouldn't be using knives. You shouldn't be using the stove. Something's not right there.
Okay, kind of, yeah, you're right. It does kind of look like an apple. It looks a bit like an apple as well, I guess. On the
Yeah, a
inside.
bit apple vibe.
And we're going to cook it until
Okay,
it is
thin
tender
strips.
in the boiling water.
Okay, so we're
Yeah.
going to boil it until it's tender
We're
in the
gonna
boiling
boil.
water.
Have a look how thin that is. Like the little bit of flavour that was there,
Yeah, thin like potato
Decimated.
chips, Greeno.
In our
absolutely decimated.
through.
Okay, butter.
Good sprinkle of our pepper.
Yeah, pepper and
Just
salt
turn our
mix.
cooked choco in
Okay.
and toss them through the butter and the pepper.
Yep.
And that's it. It's
That's
very
it,
easy.
okay.
It's full of flavour
Okay,
now.
can we pause
Add
there?
the seasoning
Yeah.
Can we have a look at how many views that video has got?
It's got 133,000 views.
That.
Yep.
The lady peeled a choco
Yes, she did.
and put butter, salt, and pepper in it.
Yep. And that's it. And now she's
And that's it. 133,000 views. There was something I saw on Twitter on YouTube the other day, and I'm like, oh, it was people. It was two women who were tasting a snack from overseas, and it had like 1.3 million views. I'm like, how?
Look, she didn't even melt all the butter. Look, there's a big
No,
chunk
the
of butter there. She didn't even melt the butter, Greeno.
She can't even melt butter properly.
All she did is put butter, salt, pepper, and choco strips into a saucepan and stir it. Like it's not even hot.
And she still fucked it up.
Yeah.
And pepper. You can put a sprinkle of parsley if you like. I'm going
Sprinkle of parsley on your
Sprinkle
choco,
parsley
Greeno.
on the choco to go with your non-melted butter.
Remember, this is the top view that we got referring to
Yeah.
choco recipes, okay?
a very simple.
Yeah. So that's what you can do with the choco, ladies and gentlemen. You can boil it.
She said in the
and add
video.
butter, salt.
She just said in the video there. And there you go, a very simple choco recipe. You know what? She's not fucking lying. It is
Much
very
more
simple.
If you want to mix that, you want to make it a bit more simple, don't add the butter.
Yeah, I don't even think that counts as a recipe. I think you just like mixed some stuff together, and that's
Yeah.
it.
So
You haven't cooked a
blockheads,
thing.
We want to hear from you. Send us your favourite choco recipes. Let us know. Put them in the chat, and we'll run through them next week. So yeah, Damo, forgotten veggie of the week. This is good.
Okay. Now, you know what? Let's spend a little time. Let's give the choco some love. Now, this video is from Dana. This one was just the suggestions. This
So
is-
I don't mean to interrupt.
Yeah.
After like this 3 minutes, I kind of understand why Spotify says there's nothing like this.
Yeah. Well, you
Just
know
put it
what?
out there.
Give Spotify a chance to catch up. We've only just discovered the forgotten vegetable of the week segment, Greeno.
There might be another program that thinks about forgotten vegetables.
That's right. We're on the way up now. So
Yeah.
this is Dana Lanceman. She's got 99 subscribers. You know what, Greeno? Just for talking about the choco, in the spirit of forgotten vegetable of the week, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to give
number
Dana,
100.
I'm going to be number 100 for Dana. There you go, Dana.
There we go.
You fucking earned that. You deserve that.
Today we're going to
Let's have a look now. Dana's got 100 subscribers. Round of applause for Dana. by the way.
Beautiful. 15 comments about chocos. I like it.
Yeah,
That's more comments
fantastic.
than we've had
Okay.
in probably the last year and a half.
That's it. So this video is called Everything About Chocos. So let's have a look. Let's learn about the choco here on the Forgotten Vegetable of the Week segment.
chokers. I know a lot of you might cringe at the word chokers because I know a lot of people grew up being force-fed chokers,
Were
but
they?
they actually can taste quite delicious. They're nutritious
With a bit
and
of butter,
very easy.
salt and pepper.
Butter, salt and pepper. That's all you need, apparently.
As you can see, we have this big choco vine here covering our
And there you
head.
go, running a choco vine over a shithouse screener. That's where it comes
There
from.
we go.
Or
Yep.
their friends
It is
or
very
anything like
bushy,
that.
isn't it, the choco
Funnily
vine?
enough, chokers are called finicky to grow elsewhere in the world, but in Australia they are so easy and they require no
They're
maintenance.
basically a big weed.
I was just thinking that. It's a weed.
Yeah.
They're so easy to grow here that people will pay a professional gardener to fucking get rid of them.
Get rid of them. Put some
So
weed and feed
chokers
on it.
are related to cucumbers, melons, pumpkins.
There we go. I
zucchini,
told you
all
it's as
these
boring as
plants.
a cucumber.
It's in the cucumber family, Greeno, apparently. She needs a little bit of a prune here. Got to get those dead leaves out,
Yeah,
Dana.
get in those dead leaves. That's wasted nutrients right there. We could be adding potential flavour to this choco.
Yeah, I feel like it taking my sub away now because I've seen this how poorly kept the fucking choco vine is here at Dana's
Well, she
place.
might redeem herself. She might point out that it does need pruning.
Ah, okay.
They're much smaller. And all of these plants come from Central America.
Okay.
So all you need to grow your own choker
Okay.
is you need
All you
another
need
choker.
is a vine.
So
A choker.
you
Well
get
done.
one that's quite mature,
Mature.
like this big one here. Usually the ones on the roof because they kind of get forgotten about. You can see this one's quite big, slightly bigger than usual.
Yep.
Plenty good to eat. If you leave this on your counter for a few weeks, the seed will start
I'm
migrating.
looking forward to getting alerts from this lady. That's a huge subscriber.
Yeah, and you.
For our updated choco videos.
That's it. Let's just skip ahead here a little bit. And see
Yeah,
else
what
we've
other
got.
juicy choco bits have we got here?
Choco,
And you can eat
choco
almost
tidbits,
everything on the
Greeno.
plant. You can eat their fruits, their shoots, their leaves, their.
I wonder if
Sugar recipe?
I wonder if the roots are more tasty than the fucking fruit is, Greeno.
You know the interesting
At least
thing as well,
you know
though?
what? At least the roots taste like dirt. They taste like
Yeah.
something.
Something. There's some kind of flavour texture there. Another interesting fact here, Damo. This video called Everything About Choco. So, you want to know top to bottom every possible thing about chocos? This is your video. Goes to 3 minutes 53.
3.5 minutes.
That's all we need to know. But we covered it all. We covered the whole spectrum. 3:53.
I've just spent a couple minutes.
Now she's conveniently placed the chocos here on top of the bin, which is exactly where I would have put them.
Straight in the bin, lady.
Yeah, I don't know what you closed the lid for. You're wasting time there.
You got to put them in the bin, not on the bin.
You can see already, this is about maybe 1/3 of the roof. What's
Okay.
up there?
Yep.
So we have a lot of chokers.
Yep.
So to use them,
That means you're going to have to spend a lot of money on salt, pepper, and butter. I think.
Butter. You're going to need a big old stick of
peel them
butter.
off, chop them in about 4 this way,
Yep.
and then you can chop them into cubes or even long slices or
I
You
like
can
the other
literally
lady. Yeah,
chop
the other
them
lady
any way you
recommended
want. They're
slices.
they're
You can go
so
left, right, up,
versatile.
down.
Greta, the chocos are so versatile. You can chop them sideways or long ways.
A long ways. Yeah.
Incredible. It's amazing.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
strips. I usually do them about this big and then about this thick. And then you just
That's good to
fry them
know.
up
Like choco wedges, Greeno.
in your
Yeah.
fry pan with some onions or something.
Or
And then they
salt
absorb
and
the
pepper?
flavor of your soup or your curry really, really nicely and have a beautiful texture.
okay.
We're going to see a whip up a bit of
Is she
choco
gonna,
or
in the next 13 seconds? I doubt it.
30 seconds?
Although I reckon I could do a choco recipe in 13 seconds. Yep. Salt, pepper, and butter. There you go.
Butter. Done.
Stick it in a saucepan and stir it. No, you don't even have to
Yeah.
turn the gas on.
It's good to know that she's showing us how to take the chocos from the top of the bin
Yeah.
over to the bench.
Well, again, she should be taking them from the bench to the bin. I think.
To the other
Would be
bin.
More realistic, yeah. Okay.
Beat the crowds, avoid the shops.
Beat the crowds, Greeno.
Until stocks
Choco
last.
crowds.
Yeah. So there we go.
Okay.
The choco, the forgotten veggie of the week. That was
It's a
a
good
winner, that.
segment, yeah. All
Yeah.
right. We're going to have to
Happy
do
with that one.
turnips next week, I think.
reckon turnips?
Yeah, turnips don't get used anymore, do they? Have you ever seen turnip on anything ever?
I think I put it in soup, to be fair.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
I don't think I've ever
turnips.
bought a turnip.
I used turnips recently.
Really? What for? What?
I used it in a veggie soup.
Okay. Well, you may as well use choco. You put choco in there, Greeno.
I could put some choco, but that's going to ruin a perfectly good soup.
Yeah. Well, it's watery. It should help.
The turnip, though, they sneak that little bad boy in like soup packs, right?
Okay.
You know, the pre-made soup packs?
Yeah, because they get rid of them that way. Yeah.
That's how you get rid of them. They chuck in a couple of carrots, a turnip, a parsnip, a couple of celery sticks, and an onion.
Yeah.
That's all you need. That's
right.
how they get rid of the turnips.
Yep. We got some chatters in the chat. Greeno Jim N-word is saying gay, 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 gay. And BZ OK Night, where are chocos native to? Chocos look like they're perpetually not ready.
They do.
They do.
That's the reason you got to boil the shit out of them and add butter, salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper, and that's it. That's all you get.
That's it.
Out of a
That's all you need.
Yeah.
That's all we got. Damo, fans may not love their chocos, but I'll tell you what they do love. Their Thursday night footy, baby.
Okay, Thursday night footy.
So last night, big night, Thursday night footy. It's we're after the Origin slump. You know, the full squads are back. Everyone's ready to go. It's time to watch some footy on a Thursday night. Let's see how the old ratings went with a bit of rugby league there on a Thursday evening. Number one, surprisingly, women's soccer.
Yep.
That's
FIFA
shocking.
Women's World Cup currently being held. Is it in Australia? Is it? Or?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Okay, it's in Australia. You know, the Aussie girls did the opening game last night, so of course that was going to rate its dick off. We're going to have to flip it around because it's the girls. We can't. Normally we'd say it's rate its tits off, Greeno, but we can't use that, so we're going to have to say rated its dick off, Greeno.
Rated its dick off. Yeah.
Rated it. So the girls rated their dicks off last night.
Yeah.
That's not even that radical of a statement these days, by the way.
Nah.
It's less radical than saying choco is a good vegetable, you know?
Yeah.
So the girls rated their dicks off last night, got 1.2 million views, Greeno, in the metro market.
That's it. 50% more than the next highest rating program last night.
Yeah, which was the news, which always wins,
the news,
by the way.
which always wins normally. So that one, that peaked and absolutely kicked ass across the board there.
Yeah, rated its dick off, Greeno.
Yeah, exactly. So news went 2, 3, 4, and 5. So once again, we're 1 through 5. Still no Thursday night footy, Damo.
No Thursday night footy.
We've got number 6, women's pre-game. So pre-game came in at $6.95.
Okay.
So the pre-match wank, or does it wank?
No, it'd be the pre-match Jilly, I think you would say.
Okay.
The pre-match DJ diddles, Greeno.
Pre-match diddling for the women. There came in at number 6.
Yep.
Then you had a current affair, which is another news program at 7. Yep. Then you had
the post-match.
Oh, sorry, that was post-game. Yep. Then you had the pre-match diddle there at 8.
Yep.
So post-game, the post-coitus, they enjoyed that, $6.95 news. Then the pre-game.
Nice.
Yeah. Then we had the Ashes session 1.
Yep.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Big
more
cricket.
news. Then we got so once again, still no Thursday night footy, Damo.
And the girls are actually kicking the guys' asses there. They got 3 of the World Cup, you know, kind of shows before the Ashes, and the Ashes is the biggest cricket in the world if you come from either England or Australia, you know. So this is the cricket that we care most about is winning
and they
the Ashes.
outrated it by about 1 million.
Yeah, kicked it, you know. They diddled their dicks off, Greeno, or whatever the fuck we're up to.
Whatever we wish that with. I think we're news. Then we got a couple of quiz shows, Damo.
Yeah, there's always a couple of quiz shows just hanging around the top 10, isn't there?
Chase and Hot Seat there at 11 and 12. Then we got the middle session of the Ashes at 13. A bit later at night, so the rating is kind of put off. But we're in the like 300,000s now. Yeah. So not for a country, I mean, you've got 25 million, don't we? Something like that.
Not bad.
378,000 were viewing. Then another news program. Then the mid session 2. Oh no, sorry. At 13 was the lunch break of the Ashes.
Not scary.
So Thursday night footy still not there.
And the lunch break of the Ashes, mind you, happens at like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
378,000 tuned in.
Yeah.
Then we had session 2 at 15. 16, dogs behaving very badly, Australia. Came in at 308.
Yeah.
Now this program, I don't know if you've seen the ads for this.
Rated its little dicks off, Greeno.
This looks like absolute torture to watch this thing.
Yeah.
308,000.
Do you remember that? What was the name of that actress? And she came over here and she had that fucking dog show for one season. What was it?
Not Rebel Wilson, wasn't it?
Yes, Rebel Wilson. And what show was it again?
I can't remember what it was, but I think it lasted a whole 2 weeks before it got axed.
Not even. Yeah. Maybe it was just a pilot, Greeno.
It did last two. They did a whole season, and then they flicked it over to
one of the side channels,
or one of those, yeah.
To die a slow, quiet death.
A very slow, painful, unratings death there, and just try to make people forget about it. What's the name of that fucking show? Dog show. Oh, Perfect Pooch.
Perfect Pooch with Rebel Wilson.
Perfect, sorry. It's
Rebel
a dog
Wilson.
grooming series called Pooch Perfect.
Right. It was a dog grooming game show, wasn't it? Basically.
Game show, yeah. It was off the back of Pitch Perfect.
Pitch Perfect.
Shortly released, they called it Pooch Perfect. And a bit of a
let's find Australia's best dog groomer, basically.
Yeah. Well done. Yeah, lasted 2 episodes. Well done. And that was during the pandemic too. So people were locked in their homes and still didn't watch that shit.
Yeah.
Tipping Point, no idea what that is. Then Afternoon News, The Chase, and The Project. 248,000 there at number 20. So no footy, Damo.
Not even in the
top
20.
So I looked at that and I'm like, 248,000. There's got to be some footy somewhere. So then I scrolled down to the pay TV.
Okay, where's the pay
to
TV?
see where the ratings were at. And there we go. 111,000.
Okay.
Tuned in to that.
Right. Okay. Yep.
But what actually got me really intrigued was how little some of these top rating programs on pay TV actually rate.
Yeah.
So how many views did that lady have about the Chocos being bald? 111,000?
133,000.
133,000. The Matty John show, 36,000 watched there.
Nice, Gary.
Matty Johns is 20% of the Choco viewership on YouTube.
Choco market.
How much is Matty Johns getting paid? Because I guarantee you the Choco lady did it for free, Greeno.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't that funny? We could put someone boiling Chocos on TV at the same time as Matty Johns, and it would get a bigger audience. Yeah.
Now here's another little tidbit for you. Have a look at number 11 on the
Great Pottery Throwdown, Greeno.
So the Great Pottery Throwdown. I don't know what it is.
I need to know more about the Great Pottery Throwdown.
It doesn't sound that exciting. Only 11,000 less than the Matty John show.
I'm I'm now on YouTube looking for a trailer for the Great Pottery Throwdown.
Pottery Showdown.
Yep.
So looking forward to that. Okay. Here we go. Mash repeats.
Yep.
You could get a mash repeat and almost like you could throw 2 eps and you get the same amount as a Matty John show episode.
Wow. And MASH has been repeated more than any other show in TV history.
Any other program ever.
Yep. All right. So this is a trailer for the Great Pottery Throwdown. Let's have a look, Greeno.
Let's have a look.
Describe it as the Olympics of pottery.
The Olympics of Pottery, Greeno.
Season 5. There's been 5 seasons of this.
5 seasons. This is obviously like the Great British Bake Off, but with pottery.
Yeah, but a pottery.
You know what? I can see myself watching something like this because I do get hooked on these kinds of shows. I've got to admit, hand on heart.
Are you ready?
Okay, let's have a look.
Oh my goodness.
This is the most difficult challenge so far.
Try and breathe as well when you do that.
We found 12 of the nation's best amateur potters.
Hello. We've run out of ideas for television, haven't we? Like, we've just got it's the bottom of the barrel. We found 12 of the nation's best pottery artists.
Amateur potters, they called them. Right?
Yeah.
I would need a little amateur potter to watch this.
I need a lot of amateur potter to get through this episode.
How are you feeling? Nervous? Excited? Sick? Excellent.
Okay.
Oh, the pressure.
They'll be tasked with transforming
the Great Pottery Throwdown.
Okay. This week we're making an ashtray.
Try and breathe as well when you do that.
Excited? Sick? Excellent.
How many ghost references do you reckon they squeeze into every episode?
Mate, there'd be enough Swayze talk to drown an elephant.
Yep.
These actually look pretty shit, to be fair.
Yeah.
This is the best these people have got.
Well, they are amateurs, Greeno.
The devil's in the details.
This is the crap I did in like year 8 art class.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. We give you these tasks and we've only had an hour and a half and it's fantastic.
He's cried. It's always amazing.
He's crying. Okay, the host is crying because she made a coffee mug, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice, Gary.
The handle is on. So well done.
Yeah. That's full on. This,
there you go.
this
That thing almost outrated Matty Johns. Well done.
I think he likes them.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. The creator of the Great British Bake Off.
Yeah. Because you get a formula, and the formula just carries over
just
to whatever the fucking product
replicated
is.
8 billion times with different products.
Yeah. I'll tell you which show I do like of these. It's called, Is It Cake, Greeno? That's a good one.
That one's pretty good.
That's pretty
I'll pay
fucking
that.
good. Yeah.
Is It Cake is impressive.
Yep.
Normally pretty obvious which one's cake, which one's not, to be fair.
No, they're not. No, I wouldn't say that. That's not fair. Some of those people are fucking maniacs with the cakes that they make.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Fucking Is It Cake? Good program.
Is It
Good
Cake?
program.
Yeah, we'll just throw a quick little trailer on for Is It Cake, just in case you don't know what we're talking about. Is It Cake 2 official trailer? Let's have a look.
Cake? Is it cake? Is it?
Now, this is an American show, by the way.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit more over the top than the British pottery show.
Yeah, they just sledgehammered a toilet.
Yeah.
Artists in the world. Oh, I'm so excited. Your job is to try and fool the
Surprisingly more gay people than the British show, which is not what you would have thought at the beginning. But
judges that we have invited to spot your fakes.
You completely fooled me.
Your guys' skills could win
Admittedly,
you.
that girl's squinting. I think she needs an eyesight check, to be fair.
I gotta put my all into this. I want that money.
I think that one's a cake.
Yeah.
I think that one's a cake. That one's a cake. That one's a cake.
Yeah, the ones that they're making are probably the cakes, Greeno. You're very fucking observant. Yeah.
That's a cake.
Yeah. Show us some of the examples here.
Real pencil?
That's a cake.
That's a cake.
Here come the cakes. Season 2 is completely insane.
It's completely insane, Greeno.
Nice, Gary.
Now, see, isn't that funny, like the contrast between the British show and the American show? On the British show, they're like, I'm crying because I've asked you to make a mug and it's just so beautiful. It's
Beautiful
amazing.
mug.
It's a spiritual moment. I love it. And then on the American show, they're smashing toilets going, oh my God, is it cake? This is fucking crazy.
They got an axe to work out whether it's a hat or a cake hat. Completely unnecessary. The dude's, jumping out of a massive cake, unnecessary.
So one makes you cry and the other makes you want to cry. That's
Want to cry.
Yeah.
There we go. Is it cake? Fans like there's no footy, Dave. Unfortunately, no ratings there.
Someone in the chat. Oh, hang on. We've got BZ Knight in the chat giving us some little inside baseball, Greeno. He said
it's about chocos?
No, it's about Is It Cake? She ate an actual real pencil so she wouldn't lose.
Nice,
There we go. Well done.
She ate the pencil.
Take the win.
Take the win. You got to do what you got to do. What you got to do, right? You got to go there.
Exactly.
Well.
I'll tell you what else people need to do, Damo.
Mm-hmm.
They need to come up with ridiculous headlines to get people to click. And it's time for this week's headline of the week. We like to deep dive a little bit when we see headlines like this. This is apparently breaking news. So once again, in a newspaper out there, someone actually wrote this headline and thought this is worthy of news. Jackie O. Henderson reveals one of her Kiss FM co-workers defecated in bed at her luxury villa at St. Tropez. Tropez?
I think it's Tropes.
Tropes. There you go. During Kyle Sandilands' honeymoon, Damo.
Nice, Gary.
Now, Lady Boogs is a big listener to the Kyle and Jackie O show, and she has previously revealed to me who this person was who defecated in the bed. But
there we go.
I don't remember because it wasn't really.
Wasn't that important?
No.
Intrigued why this is I guess there's a few questions that need to be asked.
Why is he taking everyone on his honeymoon?
Yeah, why is everyone on the honeymoon? That's kind of
because
question
he's
number
so
one.
crazy rich and he didn't want to stop doing the show, so he took the show on his honeymoon, basically.
On his honeymoon.
So he
There
took the crew and said, "You're all coming with me," and so he can, while he's on his honeymoon, he can stroll out and record the show and then go back to his honeymoon, basically.
Doesn't that defeat the point of being on your honeymoon?
I don't think so. Kyle's just that kind of. He just does what he wants, man.
Take a break, mate.
He takes breaks. I think he was just like, no, fuck it.
Not for his
I'll just
honeymoon,
keep
no.
doing- Not for the honeymoon, no.
No.
Yeah, so he took the co-workers on
Admittedly,
holiday.
This is like his fourth wedding, isn't it?
No, it's his first, I think. I think it's the
I thought
first.
he was married before. Anyway,
No, I think it's the first time he's been married.
don't care enough to look it up. So he's taking them. There you go. So people came along. Now is this?
He's
is
got
this
so
something that
much
was-
money, he can literally do whatever he wants.
He can do whatever he wants.
He's a private jet money kind of guy, you know.
There you go.
So yeah, he's like, all right, we're taking the crew with us till the honeymoon. We're gonna fuck off, and you can all have a holiday, and then you do the show 2-3 hours a day, and then enjoy a holiday back for the rest of the time. It's pretty fucking good.
Margarita and turds on bed.
Yeah.
Was it an accident? Like, that's the thing we need to understand. Is it an accident? Did someone like come in?
Aren't all shitting the beds accidents, more or less?
No, was it an intentional one or was it an accidental one? Would be my question.
If it was intentional, then it wouldn't have been found. You know, if you intentionally shit the bed, then you're doing it, for a specific, probably more than likely sexual reason. In which case, you'll clean it. You'll put a tarp down, Greeno. You'll put some paint fucking wrap. You'll put some paint covers down over the bed first, and then
you'll do your familiar with the process.
Then you'll do your shitting sex act, your shitting sex routine, shit in the mouth, whatever, shiza porn, and then you'll wrap it up, put it in a nice little bag, and then leave it out in the hallway outside the room. You know what I mean? For the cleaners to come around and collect in the morning.
Come and pick it up.
Yeah. If you shit the bed and then leave it there until somebody else finds it, then it's probably an accident, I think. Yeah. Because otherwise you would have cleaned it up a lot earlier.
Well, she didn't say she found it. Someone could have told her that, hey, I found a fucking shit in the bed.
Yeah, they didn't necessarily shit in her bed. They shit the bed. So it might have been in the villa. Villas are pretty big, There's a lot of rooms in villas. So... Who knows? But yeah, like I said, the Lady Boogs did tell me who the person was that shit the bed, but I can't remember. I don't remember who it was.
Good to know this kind of big breaking news has been covered, though. Good question, the mainstream media.
Yeah.
Make sure the big issues are covered.
Yeah.
I'd say who doesn't.
I mean, it's FM radio. It's FM radio. What the fuck do you expect?
Why is it in the news, though?
Because it's FM radio. Because I'll tell you why. Because it's the biggest rated. It's the highest rated radio show in the country. That's why. So it's the Howard Stern effect, right? It doesn't matter what they do. It's like Howard Stern in the 90s. There are so many people in this country listening to Kyle and Jackie O. It doesn't matter what they do. It's news. Just purely because the audience they have. Yeah. Yeah. So if someone shits the bed while they're on holidays, guess what? It's fucking front page news. And the only reason it's front page news is because there's so many people listening to it. And there's so many people listening to it because the media is so terrible and don't give people any other reason to listen to anything else. So they have to then hijack the news that the people are listening to in the first place to get,
I beg to differ,
to get their own views.
You're forgetting about the main man, our main man, the Buzzard.
Oh, the Buzzard.
He's still putting out quality journalism these days.
That's right.
That does not disappoint.
Yep.
This is Buzzard's column last week.
Phil Rothfield, ladies and gentlemen, the number one the number one rugby league writer in the country, basically. Put this out. Headline spotted: 2GB broadcaster Ray Hadley leaving his table to go to the bathroom.
Nice, Gary. Now, was it in a bed at St. Tropez?
Yeah. Well, I guess maybe the media are smarter than you and I, Greeno. Maybe they figured out that people really do want shit news. That's what they're after.
There's a lot of toilet talk.
A lot of potty talk out there, Greeno. Yeah, we've got to tap into it. Yeah. Get those potty talk views, those clicks, Greeno.
Do you reckon they've done a focus group? They're like, look, we've scoured the audience. We looked at the demographics. We really want to boost circulation. More toilet talk if we can.
You've told us who the celebrities are dating. You've told us, what the celebrities are eating. Why don't you tell us when the celebrities are shitting and where?
Yeah. That's where the Buzzard missed a trick here. Didn't say whether it was ones or twos. Didn't investigate whether there was a hand wash. Did he use like the electric dryer? Did he use a hand towel? These are the kind of details that I'd expect from a journalist of Rothfield's level. Well, unfortunately, he just kept it as spotted. 2GB broadcaster Ray Hadley leaving his table to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, and if Phil wanted to be taken seriously as a journalist, I'll give you the hot tip, Phil. I'll give you free advice right here. If you had an investigative journalistic bone in your body, you could have figured this out. Now, Ray strikes me as a red meat guy, Greeno. So I would have thought that if he leaves his table, you can judge whether he's gone number ones or twos by how long he's been gone for. And by that, I mean, I reckon it takes Ray longer to do a number one than it would a number two, right? Yeah. I reckon he's a big red meat guy. Yeah, a prostate thing. So he probably has to squeeze it out, the number ones, and the number twos fly right off like hot meat off the bone, Greeno.
Yeah.
like hot tar out of the back of a cement mixer. You
That's
know?
it, lava. Yeah.
Volcanic would be an apt descriptor.
Yeah. In and
So
out.
yeah, but obviously, obviously Phil doesn't care about his readership.
No.
The people demand answers, Phil.
We
They
need
want
to
to
know.
know.
We need to know the specifics.
Was Hadley pissing or shitting when he left the table to go?
He
to
could
the
be
toilet?
saying this could be a teaser though.
Maybe he went to the
Maybe-
bathroom to
maybe
do
this-
fucking cocaine, Phil. Have you ever thought about
Who knows?
sexing up the story that way? Hey?
Yeah.
Hey? Maybe
Yeah,
that'll
what is he
increase the
doing in the-
readership.
Yes, there we go.
And if he takes enough cocaine, what's that going to do to his number twos, Greeno?
Yeah. Big issues.
Yeah.
There we go. Good to see the Buzzard still keeping up his good high level of journalism.
Absolutely.
Many, many years ago.
On that note, let's take a break.
Do you like your novelty comedy songs organic? Handmade with painstaking care, put into every note? Well, look no further than Irrational Times. Using only the finest instruments to create an experience that your ears will thank you for later, Irrational Times attempts to elevate the whimsy to a desirable level. New songs and sketches every week, so check it out.
There's a place that we can go to watch old things. All the warm, fuzzy member berries it brings. It's a special little spot tucked away on D-Live. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. Campy old movies and old cartoons. We hope to see you over there very soon. It's our special little spot tucked away on D-Live. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. When we were kids and there wasn't any school, we'd sit and watch all the best cartoons, eating cereal until it was noon. We'd never thought that 30 years later it'd still be cool. Saturday night and cheesy movies, the ones that used to show us boobies. It's our special little spot tucked away on D-Live. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. Enjoy the joy of Pessy.
Now with less than 3% sport content. It's the starting block on TAVshow.com.
Yes, welcome back to the block, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We're on a little bit of a news run here, so let's stay right into it. By the way, you can catch up with us on Gooden.life. Still under construction, but I've been told by the IT boffins down at Gooden.life should be due to launch, Greeno, any day now. Any day now. They're just right round the corner of launching Gooden.life, so stay tuned. Home improvement star. Come on, let's be real.
Let's be real here.
Come on. He was not the star. He wasn't
not
even the
star.
cutest kid in the
He
show.
wasn't even the most famous kid. He's probably the third most out of all of them.
Yeah.
He probably was dead last out of the famous kids.
That's right.
Obviously, he had the middle one.
The middle
left.
one was like Jonathan Taylor Thomas, Greeno, I think you'll find. There's my little trivia for the night. Pulled that one. I just won myself a frozen chook with that one.
Well, he didn't because it's Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
That's what I said, Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
I only said sorry, my apologies. Didn't hear the middle one. JTT, baby.
JTT. Yeah, all the 13-year-old girls were DJ diddling over him back in the 90s, Greeno,
Yeah,
I tell you what.
100%.
Yeah. We couldn't compete with JTT, could we?
No, all the girls all in on JTT and
Yeah.
Devon Sawyer.
Devon Sawyer. And nobody cared about Zachary Ty Bryan. And this is what happens to the forgotten child heroes of yesteryear, Greeno. Home improvement star, quote unquote, Zachary Ty Bryan downplays domestic violence allegations, quote, blown out of proportion, Greeno.
Nice, Gary!
Greeno, you know what this story needs? More power.
That was worth it just for that joke.
Home improvement star. Patricia Richardson recalls working with Tim. Is this the wife from Home Improvement?
That's the wife from Home Improvement, yeah.
Holy cow. Okay, let's have a look. Let's see what she took. I hope she's going to say something like, he used to hurt animals when we were on the set. Give us some juice. Give us some details. Let's have a look.
No, this is about Tim Allen, though.
Oh, is it?
Give Tim enough credit for the acting that he was doing.
Okay.
He had never acted before. He was getting like acting lessons on the side that he said, well, I don't know what they're doing. And, but he was, I'd worked in New York theater for years.
Tim Allen didn't act on that show. He basically he just did his stand-up set, just in the context of a sitcom.
Now, see, Patricia.
All actors sometimes have trouble listening. I mean,
Patricia's like, I worked in New York theater for years. Yet you were on the same show as someone who's never acted before. Nice fucking brag. Nice, you know what I mean? People don't give Tim credit for what he did. And it's like, hang on, it's a sitcom.
Let's calm down.
Let's calm down. Yeah. I worked in New York theater for years. And yet you were next alongside a rookie in a sitcom,
Yeah. And
so
he was getting the bigger paycheck.
So was he the talented one, or were you? Right? Come on, Patricia. Don't be a dickhead. Okay. She's got a whole she's got a whole Carrie Fisher thing going on here, doesn't she? You remember how Carrie Fisher went crazy like years after the Star Wars movies? Leia from the Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
She kind of went nutty towards the end and a bit loopy and a bit eccentric. She's got this whole thing like what's the name of that one that was from the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie? You know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis. She did the same thing. Yeah. All these female actors from the 90s seem to go fucking crazy these days, Greeno.
I don't think you've been crazy.
We're not really listening to the other person and just trusting ourselves to just respond. Tim did that immediately. Tim did that to such a
degree
crazy. That
Come
it
on.
scared him.
She's just
early on
an
in
actress.
the first couple of episodes.
She hasn't had any attention for a long time.
Yeah. I was like, what's the last thing that Patricia Richardson did?
Tooltime.
That's enough of that one. What else we got? I saw this demo, and this kind of shocked me because I'm like, well, maybe we do have a bit more kind of like reach than I thought. I saw Disney had done a TV show that was trending called The Bear, and I'm like, is our Bear Tweet of the Week kind of extended to become its own program there on Disney Plus?
You reckon Ian Maurice got a Netflix special? Did you?
I thought maybe The Bear had his own program.
I don't want it to happen so bad.
I'm like, this is amazing. Just here, thanks very much, Muchie.
It's just the bear sitting there complaining about modern life.
Modern life, how much he hates it. What was better back in my day? Unfortunately not. Apparently this is a comedy drama program about someone who takes over his dead brother's sandwich shop.
Sounds
terrible.
Awful.
It does have Oliver Platt in it, though. I want to be an Oliver Platt fan because that guy.
Now, refresh my memory. Who's Oliver Platt?
Now here's the thing: you would have seen Oliver Platt in about 8 million things, but you'll never recall who Oliver Platt is.
Oh, hang on. I think I know who Oliver Platt is, and if I'm thinking of the right guy, he was in like the reboot X-Men movies. He's kind of fat.
Fat,
brown hair,
wavy hair.
Oliver Platt, X-Men. Let's see if I get another trivia tonight. Usually, that's him. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Fucking
that guy is in 5 million movies, and every time you see him, whether it's a movie or a TV show, he's always sensational. He just chews up the scenery.
That's it.
Very, very good. Yeah, Time to Kill. I remember from that. He was in a program called Huff. No one knows about it. No one saw it. It was about a psychiatrist who kind of slowly lost his mind a little bit. And Oliver Platt was amazing in that he played like a scumbag lawyer. He was really, really good. But everything I see him in, he's amazing. So I was like, if he's in this, it might be pretty good.
It's got to be good. Was it?
It's no, is it cake? It's no pottery, whatever that fucking
thing
was called.
How to Cook Choco.
There's no Choco YouTube how to cook it. Yeah. But nonetheless, The Bear. It'd be interesting if we could do like an adaptation of the Bear TV series to be about Ian Maurice with Oliver Platt playing the title role.
So Oliver Platt would be playing Ian Maurice.
Ian Maurice.
That's quite the step for Oliver. He's going to have to do it. I hope he's a method actor, Greeno. Because Ian's like an onion.
There's layers. A lot of layers there for Ian. So there we go. Are we going to do the Undertaker thing? Are we not going to worry about it?
Absolutely we're doing the fucking Undertaker thing.
I didn't understand what the point of this one was, though.
It's just, this is the point. What point is there to the whole show, mate? There is no point to us doing this show in the first place.
We've brought the choco back to people's consciousness.
Yeah.
People now know how to cook a choco.
Yep.
People know where to look for it. They now have a new phrase that incorporates the choco. Plenty of things involved in this show.
Well, now we're going to rejuvenate another choco, Greeno, The Undertaker. Professional wrestler from 9. I thought The Undertaker was long dead.
No.
So this surprised me. But, The Undertaker's like Steve Martin. He was old 30 years ago, and he looks the exact same now. The Undertaker, this was the headline from the Mirror Sport, the UK newspaper, The Mirror. Undertaker showed a shark who the real boss is, Greeno. And there's something funky going on here with the Mirror's website, which is kind of annoying. The Undertaker waded into shallow water to scare off a shark after his wife texted him about the predator lurking close to the shore as she tried to relax during their vacation, Greeno. Michelle McCool.
It's a crazy idea. What? Okay.
Hang on, we'll get to it. Hold your questions until the end, Greeno. Michelle McCool, a former WWE star in her own right, posted to social, but nothing like The Undertaker. You know what I mean?
No.
Taker was the god back in sort of mid-90s, wasn't he? He was the man, Greeno, back in the mid-90s.
Wasn't the 2000s, 2010s?
Yeah,
he only retired 2 years ago?
Yeah. Posted to social media that she was reading at the beach when she saw the animal and messaged The Undertaker, real name, quote, Mark Calloway, Greeno, like the golf balls, for help. He walked straight towards the shark and stared at it until it swam away.
That'll show him.
Now we've been lucky enough. I've got onto TalkSport. We've got video right here.
I've got video evidence.
Yes, of
Undertaker scaring off the shark
versus the shark. Let's have a look.
Okay, I text my husband because this guy right here.
Now you'll be pleased to know there's also tits in this clip.
That's the real reason people are picking on this clip, to be fair.
I'm not that close to where there it is. Oh, this way, babe. Yep. Okay.
Well, can we get a close-up of him staring at the shark? That'll show him.
There, yep. Off it goes. Obviously, fearful for its life.
Fearful of its life. Worried about getting a tombstone pile driver.
Tombstone pile driver on the shark.
Nice, Gary! Now, that was the headline.
I challenge you to a cage match.
If he picked it up and tombstone pile drove that shark, then we got a headline. Instead,
I was waiting for Paul Bearer to run out going, you haven't got a fucking chance, buddy, okay? Nice, he's gonna fuck you up.
Okay, I text my husband because...
good news as well, though, that shark will be on the undercard of WrestleMania this year.
Nice, Gary!
That shark actually defeated John Cena in an undercard match a couple of years ago.
There you go.
I think you'll find. The shark definitely beat, what's the name of that fucking, I wish I could, I fucked the joke now. The name of that guy who keeps going back between wrestling and real fighting and then comes back to
Brock
wrestling.
Lesnar.
No, not Brock Lesnar. The other one, what's his name? Fuck.
He's Conor McGregor.
No. He's a skinny guy. CM Punk, Greeno.
CM Punk. There you go.
The guy who's like, I'm going to be a real fighter, and then got his ass kicked. And he said, I'm coming back to wrestling.
Back to wrestling.
So that shark actually defeated CM Punk as well. You'll be pleased to know.
Well done. In the octagon.
Yeah. So now, yes, I want to address the pending question, because it's the first thing that popped into my head too. Obviously, in this life-threatening moment, you can see here how life-threatening this moment is here.
Yeah.
By the way, while we're pointing at the shark.
Yeah.
So you had time to text The Undertaker, and why?
Yeah.
So one, why are you texting, and then two, why are you wading about in the water and also texting?
Stay out of the fucking water.
Yeah.
Like you're on the beach reading your book. Just here's an idea. Don't get in the water till the shark goes away.
See, this is the thing. Some celebrities just don't know how to have fun, Greeno. I bet she's never shit in a bed on someone else's honeymoon in her life.
100%. Yeah, where are they? That's a good question. Have we found the mystery shooter?
Has she ever cooked a choco, Greeno? I think not.
No, she hasn't even looked. She hasn't had a choco in her life. I can smell it.
No. She's been chocoed, Greeno, a couple of times.
Different.
Definitely been chocoed. That's how she got the job in the first place.
Yeah.
Vince McMahon, known choco lover.
Known choco lover.
Yeah.
But yeah, why just stay away from the water? And the Undertaker did nothing there. He hopped in the water and just waited for the shark to go away.
Well, he did Undertaker things, didn't he?
You could have just done that, from the comfort of the sand.
Yeah.
Really unnecessary to get in the water there.
Yeah, but that's good news, Greeno. It's news nonetheless.
Yeah.
Undertaker
Once again, more news
versus
that
Shark.
doesn't really need to be there. A bit of real news, Damo. Time for a bit of Shohei Statman.
Statman.
I'm a scat man.
Shohei's just doing more crazy shit.
We're just going to continue our show. By the way, we're just going to continue our Shohei love on this show. I'm unapologetic about it. I love this man. I love him.
Yeah, unreal. He might be on the trade block. There's a legit chance he's going to get traded in the next 11 days.
Well, the Angels, if someone is willing to sell, pardon me, if someone is willing to sell the entire future of their franchise to get Shohei, because that's what it's going to have to take, all right?
Well, it's only for like another 8 weeks, the season. So you're only getting him for 8 weeks. Then he's a free agent.
Right. So so it's got to be a finals team then, obviously, like a
So it's gonna be a finals team, and also because of the value of Shohei,
you're gonna have to give away 10 years worth of draft picks to get him.
Like three to four top 100 prospects you're gonna need in order to get this man if they are gonna trade him. But we'll wait and see. But completely plays in MLB history with 32 plus homers and 11 stolen bases in the first half of a regular season. Shohei Ohtani in 2021 and Shohei Ohtani in 2023. That's just batting. That doesn't even take into consideration his pitching. No one's ever done that before. It's just fucking insane.
It's ridiculous. I feel like every week we have a Shohei stat man.
It's creating history.
And every week I'm like, holy fuck, that's fucking amazing. And every week it's a new stat. Every week. Every fucking week, Greeno, is a new stat for Shohei Ohtani. And it's like, are you kidding me? And so he's also the number one at this as well. It's like he's got to be running out of stuff. He's got to be running out of records to break, surely.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what else is there except win a championship? I guess that's the only thing that's left.
He'll find a way.
Yeah,
he'll find a way to come up with something new and historic.
He'll get traded to the Las Vegas fucking A's, and he'll end up winning a championship.
That's it. That'll happen. I can see it. Very, very good. What else we got here? Oh, Mitchell Johnson Award.
Mitchell Johnson Award. Let's go. It's been a while since the Mitchell Johnson Award. I'll be back.
I'll be back.
He's back.
She'll be back. I'm back.
I'll be back. Feels good to have a Mitchell Johnson Award. Even if Mitchell March, this is from Code Cricket, by the way, Ben Horn, who I normally respect as a cricket writer, but I've got to pull that rug out from underneath him for this fucking article, for this one, Greeno. Even if Mitchell Marsh is dropped for the next test, there are still good times ahead for the one-time heartbreak kid, Greeno. Apparently, Mitchell Marsh is firming as Pat Cummins' successor for the white ball captaincy.
Nice. Let's calm down here, shall we?
He hasn't fucking played in 2 fucking years. He comes back for 1 game, scores 1. This is the whole problem. This is the reason Mitchell Marsh got in the team in the first place years ago, right? And look, you can go back and listen to our old shows. Greeno will tell you I was like the biggest Mitchell Marsh supporter. When he was young and up and coming in state cricket, I'm like, you should see this fucking kid play. He's fucking amazing. But he's a classic case. He's one of those ones that's too good for state cricket and not good enough for test cricket, right?
Yeah.
There's plenty of them. There's no shame in that. He'll go down as like one of the greatest one-day state cricketers ever, I reckon, at least.
No, do it wrong. In one-day cricket, he's fine.
He's fucking great.
Cricket.
Yeah.
Fine. Just tests.
Not so good.
Hence the creek.
And and don't get me wrong, I was so happy for him when he scored that 100 at Lords. He got his name on the board and everything. That's every childhood cricketer's fucking dream. He responded so well to it after the game as well. He was like, yeah, you know what? He's like, I'm the first guy to ever come over here and score 100 on holiday, which I thought was a great line. And like, he's got a bit of the Usman Khawajas about him now, because Usman got back in the team as an older guy, and he was like, I'm just going to enjoy it this time. I'm not going to have any stress. I'm just going to go out there and play, and whatever happens, happens. And look at him. He's been one of the best top 5 batsmen in the world for the last 12 months.
50 day before last, whatever it was.
Yeah. So,
which is great. But he's just starting to find his feet back again. Like, he's just back in the side. And then this comes out of fucking, come on. Let's not be stupid here. No. Pat Cummins also isn't giving up one day as anytime soon.
No. We're not in the early 2000s.
Pat Cummins is also younger than Mitchell Marsh, isn't he?
Yeah, of course he is. Mitchell Marsh is like a good 3 or 4 years older than Paddy.
Yeah, so why would Cummins' successor be someone who's 4 years older than him?
Well, I don't know.
Nice, Gary!
The thing is that there's always been this whole kind of weird kind of media circle jerk about Mitchell Marsh that's been happening since, for the last 10 years. And we don't understand it. We don't know why it's there, but there it is. Yep. For some reason, Mitchell Marsh is like he's the god of cricket to some people, and we don't know where it comes from or where it's going. Like we don't understand why this kind of weird phenomenon exists, but it does. And I'm very happy for Mitchell Marsh to be back in the Test team, and good luck to you, mate. And I hope it goes well. I hope you win us. I hope you score some fucking runs in the second innings.
Nice,
Yeah, that might help. Well, just fucking bat some time. You might as well end the show on a bit of Ashes talk. Yeah, what are we doing?
Well, again, he batted really well in the first innings. He was one of our best.
Yeah, scored a 50. Yeah,
I'm really happy right now for him to be in the team. Cameron Green owes us some runs. Marnus owes us some runs as well. Like he's got what? He got
Didn't
a 50.
Marnus score a 50 as well?
Yeah, he got a 50, but that's his highest score of the whole series, I think.
The whole thing, yeah, and he scored 51 off memory, yeah.
Yeah, so he owes us a big 100, Smithy scored that big 100, but then what's he done other than that?
He scored another 50 in this one, didn't he?
He scored 41, yeah.
But everyone got starts. That's the problem. We got to start and then didn't go on with it. We needed to bat for a day and a half minimum. Don't throw away your wicket. Let's bat smart.
Yeah.
There's none of it. I have a bad feeling we're going to lose this Ashes.
Yeah.
I think when they come back from 2-0 down.
Yeah, and I was only thinking about. I woke up this morning thinking about the fucking Ashes, which is not a good sign. That usually means something bad's about to happen.
Yeah.
Murph Hughes famously once said that Australian cricket fans only get passionate about cricket when the team's losing. So,
right.
Hand on heart, hand up. I admit, I fall into that fucking category too.
Yeah.
I woke up this morning thinking about the fucking Ashes, and the first thing I do is check the score from overnight. I'm like, all right, where are we at? What's going on? And I looked, and it's like we're already fucking 60 behind or something at stumps.
Well, yeah, that was the first thing I saw.
2 down,
I saw your message first of, hey, like we're losing this one for sure. And then I
messaged we need to pray for rain and that was last night at about like kind of midnight or something last night. And they were all, Zach Crawley he was 120 knot when I tuned in, and Joe Root was about 30 knot. So they were two.
And he ended up scoring 189, didn't he?
Yeah, and off 182.
Yeah.
So it was pretty fucking horrendous. Zach Crawley's not a double ton player.
No.
But he nearly scored a double ton on us, which is that's a sad indictment.
But once again,
especially when you got 5 fucking seamers in the team as well.
And also, like, if the strategy for Australia, like, we picked the squad we did is because we were aiming for a draw. So it kind of serves us right fucking having a negative mindset.
This is what always happens to us. When we pick a squad for a draw, we lose. This is what this has been happening for as long as I can remember. Whenever we pick a team to bat, we fucking lose wickets. Our best teams are when we're going after it, when we're trying to win. That's when we play our best cricket. Not Bazball shit. But just pick a good balance. I guess
play cricket.
Yeah. I guess they're in a dilemma because not having Lyon available, I reckon, has thrown the whole team out of balance now.
I think so. Yeah, and
we've
obviously
been so spoiled to have Lyon there for 100 tests in a row. To have this stable, he has. People used to bag Lyon out. We literally build our attack around Lyon. People underrate him so much, but he is the constant in that team. He always has been. He's been there for 100 tests. 100 tests in a row. How many years of tests? How many tests do they play in a year, Greeno? Like 15?
If that.
Yeah, maybe between 12 and 15, you'd say, on average.
Over summer and maybe 1 or 2 tours of 2 to 3 tests. So
I reckon between 10 and 15 tests a year you're looking at,
thereabouts,
roughly. So that means for probably 8 years, 7 years, he has been there every single game. Every single fucking game. And you look at the selections since then, he's never been moved out. He's the constant in the bowling attack. The attack which is rated as the best bowling attack in the fucking world, right? Yeah. And they say, oh, Nathan Lyon's shit. Yeah, well, why is he the only one that's been there for every single fucking game when everyone else hasn't? You know what I mean? He's an underrated, quiet achiever in that team. He holds down an end and lets the pacemen do their thing. And now he's not there. I reckon they fucking panicked. and they didn't give Turner an opportunity. They gave him an opportunity last test, but again, see, this is the fucking problem. Our relationship with spinners, right? We give them one crack, and then we go, okay, not good enough, move on. You know, look at this fucking pitch. We're bowling Travis fucking Head on this pitch, Greeno.
Oh, he's going for 8 and over.
He's going for 8 and over, but Moeen was spinning it, right? So this is not the kind of pitch where you pick 5 fast bowlers, you know? This is the kind of pitch where you go to Turner and say, "All right, mate, that's all right. You know, you've got one Ashes game under your belt. Now let's fucking go again. Get back in there, son. You know,
well, it looks like England,
hold down an end for us." But we didn't. We fucked him off.
What are we at? 8 wickets down, and they've already got a lead of 189. I can see him declaring, to be like realistically, and just trying to bowl Australia out tonight.
Are we bowling? Is the game on right now? Or
yeah, 8 for 506.
See, again, the weather reports have fucked us. See, now I haven't tuned in because I was expecting it to be washed out today, and I was hoping for it to be washed out today. But obviously, that's not the fucking case.
No, they're still going. And once again, like they converted like 506 on this particular thing. This thing's a road. Yeah, we could only score 300 because we pissed away wickets.
Yeah, right. So they're 8 for 506.
506, lead by 189 already.
So that's the biggest score of the Ashes as well. No one. I don't think anyone's got over 400 yet, have they?
Didn't we in one of those tests? One that he scored 100?
Maybe, but it wasn't by March.
It was a bit over 400.
Maybe. I don't know. I thought the highest was like 380 or thereabouts.
No, we definitely scored 400 when Uzi and also Smitty scored a ton.
Well, either way, 500 is blowing that out of the
massive.
fucking water.
Once again, they keep on building these roads because they know England will score quick and it'll give them enough time. And we're playing dumb cricket.
So like I said, I woke up this morning. I was having my coffee and a cigarette before I started work at like 8 o'clock in the morning, and I fell asleep listening to the Ashes coverage last night, and I woke up fucking thinking about it, and I checked the score, and I thought to myself, you know what? Fuck it, man. I clearly, if you listen to the last episode we did, I really want to win this fucking series. Like, I want Australia to win this Ashes series, unrepentantly so, like unapologetically so. When it comes to the Ashes, I fucking hate the Poms. You know, I don't hate English people, but when the Ashes is on, it's like, well, I'm not fucking sending you a birthday card. You know what I mean? This is fucking serious. It's like, we got to win this series. And I thought to myself, you know what? If this fucking team cocks up a 2-0 lead and loses 3-2, fuck them. Like, you know what? They fucking, you know, honestly, they deserve it. They deserve that. There's only been one team in the entire history of Ashes cricket that has come back to win from 2-0 down, and it had fucking Don Bradman in it.
Nice,
And I made that exact point on the last show we did, as if to say it's not going to fucking happen. Well, you know what? If the Poms come back and win this from 2-0 down, I will be the first to give them a nice Gary. And I will give them a round of applause, and I'll say, you know what, boys? You know what, lads? You fucking, you enjoy that shit. You earned it. That is one for the ages. Because they had no right to come back and even challenge for this series. And here we are again, shitting the bed and giving them. This was the whole point, man, after the last test, remember? We were like, do not give these fucking pricks a sniff. Don't give them a chance. Because they're going to take it. They're going to fucking take it if you give them an opportunity. They're high on life right now, these fuckers. They're high on life.
Scorecard just checked then. The 3 Aussie pace bowlers all went for over 100. How many overs do you think England's batted for?
Oh, not a lot. Maybe 80. If that.
96 overs. So a day's worth of play, and all 3 Aussie bowlers have given up over 100 runs.
Yeah.
Now,
Cummins didn't even take a wicket yesterday. They smacked him. He was going for 6 and over, Greeno. I have not seen Cummins be treated like that ever in his test career, ever. And they decided, you know what? Fuck it. We're not going after Travis Head. We're going after the fucking captain.
But once again, if our mentality going into this test was, hey, we're going in for the draw.
Yeah.
Why are we
bowling short?
Runs and lengths? Yeah. Like bowl short, bowl wide, and frustrate them. Like, dry up the runs and force them to go after the ball. But instead, we were still trying to, like, I don't know, it just made no sense with the mentality of the team. But it is what it is, and we'll see how that all pans out.
Yeah. So here we are doing what the English used to do back in the day, praying for rain, Greeno.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that was the joke when you and I were growing up. It's like, oh, the That was the joke when you and I were growing up. The English would always pray for rain because that was the only chance they had to not lose was to draw, and the only chance they had to draw was if it fucking rained for 3 days.
If it rained, yeah. And that's exactly what we're praying for right now.
That's what we're doing now. All we need is one draw and we win the series. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's all we need. England need to win this game and then the next game. And you know what? Like I said, man, if they come back and win the next two, if they win this one, I don't see us winning the last game.
No, we're done. Like, we're mentally broken if we don't win this one.
Yeah.
We're not going to win it. I can't see us winning. We're already 189 down. Take an absolute miracle. But
if we can hang on for a draw, I reckon the mental shackles will be released, and then we've got a good chance of blowing them off the park in the last game. Because it won't matter. It doesn't matter if we win or lose, the last one.
If we can bat out the rest of like, say they send us back in, we bat out today and bat all of tomorrow.
It's not going to happen.
That'll get. I know it's not going to happen. What I'm saying, that would kind of like readjust the momentum because at the moment it's all England. So
yeah, and it has been. To be fair, it has been since the last 2 days of the second test. It's been all England. Mm-hmm. We barely hung on to win that second test.
We snuck home in that.
And we robbed.
I said that
one.
The last show we did. I said England haven't been that far off. Like, I know we're 2-0 up, but they probably could have won both of those first 2 tests. So very, very tight series, and England dominating in this particular one. Yeah. We'll wait and see how it all pans out.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to bat until the end of tomorrow because what's going to happen? I'm writing the fucking script in my head now. What's going to happen is, we're going to be into bat within the next, let's say, hour or so, and I'll be tuning in. I'll be fucking watching. And David Warner's going to get out there, and Stuart Broad's going to bowl at him, and he's going to get him out for less than 10. And Warner's going to put that stupid shit-eating fucking grin on his face and walk off like he always does. And then we're going to be 1 for 10. All right. And then Smithy's going to come out, and the booze and the chanting and the singing is going to get to him. And then he's going to nick off early or something silly like that. And then Uzi will get down, and then we'll be 3 for 40 something. And then it's over at that point. We know what's happening at that point. Maybe Travis Head comes out and scores 50 or 60 relative clip. Mitchell Marshall is in good touch at the moment. He's in really good nick. So he might stick around for 50 or 60 as well. But we'll still be like, at that point, we'll just level scores and we'll have 6 or 7 wickets down, Yeah. So we'll end up like 50 or 60 in front and we'll be bowling at them, And when we bowl at them, it'll be sunny and dry. And it'll be like a batsman's fucking paradise. Yeah.
Exactly.
So, and then we'll be going into the last test 2-2 and they have all the momentum and all of the energy, and we'll be shitting bricks going, what the fuck do we do? How do we stop this from happening? We're about to lose from being 2-0 up. How did this happen?
Yeah.
So, full credit to it. Like, I know we're sounding a little bit defeatist at the moment, but it's just the way cricket is. It's the way the Ashes goes, man. Once you lose momentum, it's basically impossible to get it back.
Yeah. Yeah, and even being 2-0 down, England didn't seem like they didn't have momentum. They were in both games and they came back and almost won.
Yeah, and credit to Stokes. Score. That's credit to the captain. That's credit to Ben Stokes. Yeah. That's the kind of character he is. If you look at Ben Stokes, right, and you looked at his stats, you would say, "What's so fucking special about this guy?" You would. You look at his stats and you go, "This is nothing special."
It's pretty average, yeah.
But what's special about Ben Stokes is his career it's moments. He wins. His stats are like very average, not very average. He's a good cricketer. He's a good all round cricketer, right? Mm-hmm. But his stats are average. Like his stats don't jump off the page. It's not like he doesn't have the best bowling record in the world. He doesn't have the best batting average in the world. He doesn't have the best anything in the world. But what he does is he wins moments. And if there's an hour in a game that defines the game, you watch, he's there. He's winning it. It's in that hour that he's winning the game. If there's a wicket that needs to be taken, if there's a moment that needs to be won, he wins the fucking moments. It's uncanny. So he's just got that mentality. It's like he's got a sixth sense where he knows when the game is there to be won, and he fucking just does it. He wins it.
He steps up.
Yeah, and you know what? Fucking nice Gary.
Nice Gary.
Nice Gary. We used to have cricketers like that too. I know the feeling, England. We used to have them.
We had them.
Yeah, once upon a time. We had those guys as well. But they haven't existed for a while. Who was the last cricketer that we had like that would just win moments? Warney's probably the one that sticks out.
Warney won, Mr. Cricket.
Mr. Cricket, yeah, actually, that's a better example because Warney, again, he does stand out stats wise. It's 700 wickets, one of the greatest bowlers of all time. Ben Stokes is not going to go down as either one of the greatest bowlers or the greatest batsman of all time, but he is going to go down as the guy who won all the moments.
Just anytime you needed someone to do something, they did it, and it was for us. It was always Mr. Cricket, Mike Hussey.
Who got in the team when he was like 33 or 34 years old or something ridiculous like that.
I think it was 30, but it was like his last chance, like back in there after like getting a chance as a younger player and coming back in.
Remember those first 2 years he was in it? You could not get him out. They could not figure out a way to get him out. He averaged more than 70. I think for a while there he was averaging like 200 because every score was a not out.
Not out, exactly.
They couldn't take his wicket. I think he had like 6 or 7 not outs in a row at one point as
something
well.
like that. Yeah,
something ridiculous.
It was great to see. It was kind of like, this is my second chance. Well, I'm just never going to let him get me out.
Never going to let him get me out. That's it.
You never drop me from this team ever again.
Yeah, but I mean, credit to England, eh? We're on the ropes. It's weird to say that we're 2-1 up in a series and we're on the ropes, but we're
on the ropes.
We're definitely on the ropes. So, hey, fuck it. If we lose it from 2-0 up, we deserve the mocking. I think.
Definitely. 100%.
Yeah.
A bit of nice news before we finish up. Okay. Daniel Ricciardo back in Formula One, day, bro.
Yeah. AlphaTauri though, that's weird, isn't it? It's so weird.
Well, comes full circle, but just nice to see him back there. You could see them losing patience with who did you replace? De Vries. About 3 or 4 races back, and
were they losing patience with De Vries, or was the fucking sponsorship money drying up, or something like that?
No, they were losing patience with De Vries. They're like, you're doing nothing with this car. It's better than what you're performing. And with that said,
shit car, man.
It's a shit car, but De Vries was not doing much of that, and he kept on fucking crashing it.
Because he's trying to keep up with Yuki Tsunoda, and Yuki is the kind of driver who Yuki crashes a lot as well.
He's been a lot better this year, I must admit. Yuki.
The last couple of years, he's been pretty good.
Yeah.
And Yuki's been sneaking around some top tens, hanging around the top 10 in a car that really is not very good.
Exactly. Yeah, everyone's like, I saw a lot of shit online yesterday or day before. Like, will Danny Rick have a fairy tale return, getting points in his first race back? I'm like, no,
hell no.
Have you seen this car? Like,
Danny Rick's job is to finish the race. At this point.
Finish and try and be there or thereabouts. Push where try and be there or thereabouts with Tsunoda. Don't crash it.
Danny's not coming back. Danny's not coming back to a Formula One career. What's happening here is right. Let me fill you in. If you're an Australian Formula One fan and you think, Danny Ricciardo's back. No. That's not what's happening here, okay? Red Bull realised that they have a super experienced Formula One, proven finisher in Daniel Ricciardo sitting in the stable, right?
Yeah.
They've realised, okay, we've got Danny Rick sitting here ready to go, and we've got this fucking rookie who's crashing too much.
Yeah.
What we really need is we don't even care about points for Alpha. They don't care about points for AlphaTauri. What they care is about the fucking sponsors being on the screen long enough. Okay.
So that's one aspect, and also the development of the car. Who's going to be able to give better feedback to develop that car?
Yeah.
Not so much for this year, but to make it more competitive next year.
So what Danny Rick is doing, he's gonna step in. He's 34 years old. Okay, AlphaTauri is not the team that Daniel Ricciardo is going to fucking come back and challenge for the championship for. Okay, it's not going to happen. Daniel Ricciardo is going to be in AlphaTauri until the end of this current season. Because he's a stable
junior drivers.
Yes, he's a stable, steady hand to see them through to the end of the year, help them develop the car for next season, and then he's going to hand it off to another Nick De Vries type. Okay, another rookie is going to step into that car, and then Danny Rick, what he's driving for the rest of this year, he's driving for the opportunity that some other Formula One team will offer him a gig. Right, that's really what he's going for.
Yeah.
Because he found himself in a situation where McLaren didn't want him anymore, and because he had so many bad results with McLaren, it kind of tarnished his reputation. Lando Norris made him look silly, and credit to Lando Norris, fair enough. Lando's been with the team a lot longer than even Lando's quite a young man, but he's been with the team like 6 years now or something like that. Yeah. So Lando is McLaren, right? Lando is McLaren. Lando knows that car extremely well, and he knows how the team works, and he's very quick in that car. it's probably a very fucking hard car to fucking drive.
Oh, 100%.
You know?
Fun fact though,
Yeah.
practice one currently underway.
Yeah.
Daniel Ricciardo, 5th fastest.
Oh, there you go. Nice, Gary.
Nice.
So
And
what?
it's wet weather. It's wet weather though, baby.
Well, he loves the wet. So Daniel's going to drive this car until the end of the season. He's going to hope to just kind of finish races and be steady and do as best as he can. So in the hopes that maybe next year, I mean, who knows? Is Alonso going to go on next year? You know, is he going to?
I think he's got a 2-year deal. So yes.
2-year deal. Okay, so he's going to go on. So maybe, you know, could he end up at, you know, is he? I think he's just hoping that another Formula One team throws him a bone next year, gives him a chance to get back into a full-time drive. Otherwise, he's going to get to if that. And look, if that doesn't happen, this is what's going to happen. He's going to drive this AlphaTauri to the end of next season. He won't be driving it next season because it'll go to some young gun from Formula 2, and then he'll go back to being Red Bull's reserve driver again.
Yeah,
and that's and that'll be his career.
Development.
Yeah. And that might be fine too. He might be okay with that. I'm pretty sure he's not okay with that because he wants to be in the big game. But
he does, but he's still getting a big fat millionaire's paycheck. So
he's getting a very fucking fat paycheck. You know what? Actually, people put a lot of shit on Red Bull. They had every right after what he did to them, the way he left them, to say, "No, Danny, we don't want you anymore."
Oh, for sure, man. Yeah, I was very
Christian
surprised when he
Horner.
came back.
I think Christian Horner really fucking likes him, and he said, "Yeah, of course, Danny, we want you back in the team. We love having you around." You know.
Yeah.
And he's maybe Danny's really good with like developing the car and giving that kind of feedback to engineers and stuff. That's what you want in a test driver, right? To help develop the race car for the race
Who can
drivers.
put in consistent laps and be able to give you the exact feedback you need to go. Look, we need to change.
So credit to Red Bull. That was like the most generous thing I've ever seen Red Bull ever do, was to offer Daniel Ricciardo that test driver role, because normally they're pretty fucking ruthless.
Go fuck yourself. Like like they're known for sacking drivers in their seats, and that's fine because you got to remember, didn't they get rid of him though?
No. He left to go to Renault.
Oh, that's right. It was. Yeah, that was the first season of Drive Survive, wasn't it?
And Christian Horner was like, I'm kind of, he literally came out and said, I'm kind of heartbroken. We love Danny.
Yeah.
I can't believe he would do this. Like, you know, he's been with us for like 5 years. He's like part of the furniture, and he's gone.
Came through the junior academy. Was Toro Rosso.
He's gone to Renault now, and it's kind of like, well, it's like, you know, your girlfriend leaving you, you know, it's like, we miss him. We want him back. Yeah. So.
I think as well, like his personality is one that is not going to rub up people the wrong way. Like most drivers are kind of fuckwits.
Yeah.
So I think they know what they're getting with Danny, and it's like, this is the kind of test driver we need, like reserve driver. We know he can fill in if need be. And
well, he's a team man as well. Whatever team he's on, the way he left Red Bull, but you can understand why he left Red Bull. He thought he was in the prime of his career, and the Red Bull wasn't. Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, he went to Renault, and Renault probably promised him a whole bunch of stuff. Renault at the time was producing engines for Red Bull.
Yeah.
And he probably thought, you know what? Why am I at the fucking customer team when I can just go to the factory team? You know? Renault sold him a bunch of bullshit, and it turned out to be bullshit.
Stitched him up, and then he left there and went to McLaren. Dog shit McLaren.
And at the time though, McLaren had just had Alonso driving for them as well. Yeah. So, you know, he was like, you know what? They've had Fernando Alonso. They're on team on the rise. They're coming back. And then he went there. And you know what? The McLaren wasn't dog shit. I used to think that back during those years as well, but it's not true. Lando proved that McLaren was not dog shit. I mean, Lando repeatedly beat Daniel Ricciardo. And Lando's such an arrogant little prick.
Oh, he's a dick, yeah. But
he's a complete dick.
He outdrove Dan for the duration of the contract.
Yeah.
Except for that one race where Danny won it.
Yeah. And to Lando's... Fuck, what's with my mic? And to Lando's credit... Fucking my mic's going out. And to Lando's credit, he said at the start, he's like, I don't understand why everyone loves Danny Rick so much. Why they think he's so fast. He's not that fast. Yeah. Like, he said that from the beginning, and he proved it, you know. He basically ended Daniel Ricciardo's McLaren career. Lando Norris, to be fair to him, he's a little cunt. And so I'm just hoping now that Oscar Piastri returns the favour. And so give Oscar a year or two.
Quick.
He's fucking quick.
He can race. He's fun. He's starting to find his feet a little bit now, which is nice to see.
Yeah.
So hopefully a bit onward and upward there. And just nice to see two Aussies back on the grid, man. Haven't seen it since Webbs and Ricciardo back back in the day. So
and before then, did we ever have two in the grid before? Then?
I don't think so.
I reckon we
No.
did, and
Because before that was like what, Alan Jones?
Alan Jones and Brabham, maybe. When was
Did they
Brabham?
race at the same time? I think Brabham was before Jones. I could be wrong.
Brabham
but-
was definitely before Jones, but
Yeah, so I think it's only ever been like one at a time, except for when we had Rebs and Ricardo, and now Piastri and Ricardo. So, nice
good
to be able
stuff.
to cheer a couple of guys on.
Is there Formula One this weekend? I missed it last weekend.
Yeah, it's on now.
Oh, that's right. You just mentioned practice. Where are we racing this weekend?
Hungary.
Hungaroring. The tire shredder. The Hungaroring.
Well, no tyres getting shredded. Oh, this is the one with the stupid fucking qualifying, isn't it? The BE message is about. With they're only allowing them to use a specific tyre in each of the qualifying. So like Q1 you got to use hards, Q2 you got to use mediums, Q3 you got to use softs.
I don't know about that, but I know that Hungaroring is famous for shredding tires, right? Because
maybe that's why they're introduced to test this out on this particular race.
I want to show you something if I can find it. Max Verstappen esports. I don't know if you heard about this. I'm sure I can find a clip here on Twitter somewhere. Actually, I know where I can find it. Give me 1 second. Just talk amongst yourselves for a minute, and I'll find the clip. So
the whole music.
I think I've told you before about Max Verstappen does a lot of like online racing as well.
Yeah, is this the one where he was leading a race and then his like connection cut out?
No. So that was a while ago. So this one, what happened was somebody intentionally kind of rammed into him at turn 1. I think they were at Spa. Yeah, definitely Spa. So someone intentionally ran into him in the race, because I can imagine if you're Max Verstappen and you're in a online race, I reckon people are just fucking gunning for you all the time, right? Okay, here it is. Yeah, this is good stuff, this. Okay, so have a look at this. So he was in a race. Someone intentionally kind of bumped into him at turn 1 at Spa, which I don't know if you're familiar with the track, Greeno. Turn 1 is just after, so you can see the Santander sign there. It's like a kind of tight right-hander, and then you go down the hill over Eau Rouge and like through that Big Dipper kind of turn, left and right. So someone bumped him into this turn 1, and he's just fucking taken revenge. So they kind of forced him off track in this online race. He ended up getting disqualified for this revenge attack, right? So have a look at this.
I thought Sven Hasse was going to go for it at some point.
Goodness.
Oh dear, oh no, red line have hit all each other.
And it's Verstappen that hits Pinto as Hasse went deep and I think ran Verstappen into his teammate.
Yeah, absolutely. Sven Hasse and Max Verstappen are going to have a fight if they were in real life anyway, because they were absolutely at each other. Side by side up the hill as well between Thompson and Kwiatkowski at the moment. That's high risk. And they've made it work.
It's madness even up here. Rainer Talvar breaks away at the front.
Okay, so Max got taken out at turn 1 and he's been pushed down from like P5 down to P8, okay? Now, as they come down the straight here, Max cuts across, so this is like turn 3 here. Max completely ignores the turn, Greeno, and goes just straight on because he's gunning for the guy who took him out, and he's just fucking chasing him down. So he takes out like 4 or 5 seconds worth of corners and just goes straight through in like shoots straight off the track in order to catch up to this guy to fucking give him a revenge attack. Have a look at this.
There's Maciejewski in the Drago racing car trying to send it up the inside, but 3 wide behind for a moment as Bonga gets the door slam shut on him.
Watch Max go straight right there. See? Look
Look
at him. There he goes.
Verstappen, I think, is making a statement, and it's going to be ugly. That's for sure. Just give it a sec.
What are they doing now?
Just wait. Just wait.
Oh, shit. Hang on. I just realized. Holy shit. I just. Are you there?
Yeah.
I just realized I left you sitting there that whole time. Sorry, mate. Nice.
That's all right.
Nice, Gary!
I was like,
I accidentally jumped into another voice server. I didn't realize it. So let me share the screen with, because I'm like, why isn't Greeno saying anything? Okay, so let me roll this back for you. All right. So I was playing that video to myself then, which is kind of
you're like, you obviously looked at the video, you're like, this is more interesting.
Oh my god, I can't believe that happened. That never normally happens when you switch Discord. I just went into a different Discord to get a link.
Oh, okay.
And then it jumped me into their voice chat, which is weird. So this is Spa. Max Verstappen is currently in P5 in this.
Yeah.
This is a 24-hour race, mind you. Okay. So, this was a big online race. And there's a few kind of big online names here. So you can see Max Verstappen in P5, and he gets punted into turn 1 and gets sent flying, and he ends up in P8. And then I want you to watch what he does in response to it. Okay.
Go for it at some point,
goodness.
Oh dear, oh dear.
He gets punted into his own teammate.
And it's Verstappen that hits Pinto as Haase went deep and I think ran Verstappen into his teammate.
Yeah, absolutely. Sven Haase and Max Verstappen.
So there's Max, all right? Now, Max, at this point, now this is a very famous kind of section of Spa racetrack, this whole like dipper here and the right and the left, okay? So they're racing ahead. Now, Max is there. He's a little bit behind this group.
He's behind, yep.
He's in the Porsche. Now, I want you to see what Max does into, I think it's turn 3 here, Greeno. Have a look at what he does.
He's the one at the back there with the headlights on?
No,
coming out of the corner?
No, so see those guys that are 3 across?
Yeah.
3 abreast? He's the Porsche just behind those 3.
Oh, there's a Porsche behind, okay. Yep.
Okay, the black Porsche. He completely ignores the turns and goes straight into the runoff area because he's hunting the guy who hit the back of him. Okay. He's like, fuck it. He quits. He mentally checks out and he has a very Verstappen moment. He's like, fuck this guy. I'm gonna fuck his day up. All right. Have a look at this shit, man. It's full on revenge.
Trying to send it up the inside, but 3 wide.
Watch him go straight. It's incredible.
Time for a moment as Bonga gets the door slam shut on him.
Watch Verstappen. There he goes, straight through. Straight. Okay.
I think is making a statement.
Ignores those turns. He comes back there. That's the guy who punted him, the one in the green there.
Just wait. Just wait. Here we go.
Straight into him. Bang.
Nice, Gary!
You're a fucking millionaire.
I reckon that is fucking amazing. I love that.
Like, how petty and immature do you need to be like, fuck this guy?
Oh, man.
It's
Look,
pretty funny.
Look, dude, as someone who's spent a lot of time racing online, as you know I have, I can tell you I've been tempted to do that so many times.
You don't do it.
So many times.
Because you're a grown human.
No, because I'm not. I haven't done it because I'm not Max Verstappen. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the onboard, Greeno.
Man, fucking swing.
Oh no, it's friendly fire. Oh no. Oh man.
So this is on board with Max.
Where are the stewards?
Yeah.
This Sven costs second incident. Give this guy, get him out.
Black flag directly. 90 seconds. Let's see everything.
This is second incident from him. Put him out.
So there's Max there.
Drive-through or something.
Okay. So that yellow and black Ferrari, they're side by side. That's fair enough. That's all. He ran him wide there.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Magnetism.
Bam. Yeah, it's magnet to be honest.
Look,
to be honest.
magnet.
Okay, here's Max. There he goes. Look. This is on board with Max.
Oh, don't do it.
Watch this.
Please, don't do it.
Wait. Why is Sven ahead of me?
Nice, Jerry!
Oh, well done.
Well done. Oh, I just took him out. There you go.
Well done, Max. Let's leave it there. No plugs. Good not
No
life.
plugs.
You know that one?
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Okay. Good show, man.
Go get yourself some chocos.
Yep.
Send
Go
us
watch
your recipes.
Chocos. Yep. Don't forget next week's forgotten vegetable of not of the week. Well, it's next week's forgotten vegetable, but it's
Send them in. Send in your nominations.
Yeah.
We'll pick the best of the bunch.
I'm choosing turnip because even though Greeno uses it, I don't think that counts for much. I think
we'll
turnip is forgotten in the wider community. I think that's something they used to eat in the 1800s to ward off the plague or something. You know,
That's it. Pickled turnips.
Yeah.
Send them in. We'll pick the best of the bunch. Maybe a turnip next week. We don't know spoilers though.
And then we'll look for
No
a recipe
spoilers.
on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be great.
By the time we put butter and salt and pepper,
Recipe.
it gets 111,000 views.
This is a simple choco recipe. It's literally not a recipe. It's not a recipe. I'm sorry. If you add salt and pepper and butter to a thing, that's not.
It's called seasoning.
That's
Nice, Jerry!
It's not a recipe. I'm sorry.
It's not.
No, you haven't added anything together. You're not mixing flavors or anything. Like Greeno said, you're seasoning the choco, which is flavorless. So really, all we're tasting here is butter, salt, and pepper.
Butter, salt, pepper.
Yeah, and water. You may as well put butter, salt, and pepper in a fucking glass of fucking water.
Yeah.
Same effect.
All right, see you guys next week.
Bye.
We'll always be bosom buddies, friends, sisters, and pals. We'll always be bosom buddies. If life should reject you, there's me to protect you.
If I say that your tongue is vicious,
if I call you uncouth,
it's simply that.
Who else but a bosom buddy will sit down and tell you the truth?